On a few of my videos where I've been bugging about with my bike in the shed, I've had comments about the bike table what I made, what I put my bike on, and the little ramp and one thing and another, and how I made it. So I just thought I'd do a little video just to show the table, how I made it, and my reasons why I've done what I've done. I did have a set of things what I wanted to achieve with the table. I wanted it to be cheap or cost me nothing, because I already had various materials, and I wanted it to be a decent height. I've obviously got to be able to get the bike on and off it. I needed it to be stable, and I wanted to be able to pack it away so I wasn't losing floor space in my shed, because I use my shed for lots of things. So I did look at motorbike tables as one option, but there was quite a few things what put me off. The weight, it's a big lump of metal. It's then, once it's down, it's on my floor, so my floor's not flat, it's got like a hump in it, which I didn't want. And again, also the cost. I didn't really want a table, in all honesty. I didn't want anything. But my bike's really big and heavy, and if you was just riding on pavements or roads where your bike's always clean and dry and everything else, I suppose you've got very little maintenance to do. But I like riding through fields and mud and on the beach and everything, so sand and mud gets in everywhere, so I wash it outside and then I bring it in, put it on my table. It's at a comfortable height, and I can just strip anything down, oil it, clean all my brakes, everything. And I use the table, way more than I ever envisaged or dreamt I would. And I use it for so much stuff, not just necessarily the bike, and it gives me another table. So easy to put up, so easy to take down, and it's been a really worthwhile little project. My door keeps slamming. This is one of my other bike stands, and that's what I use on my other bikes, and it takes 30 kilos, so it would take the mountain bike, it would take my e-bike. But the problem is lifting 30 kilos up into the stand. I just can't do it. I can't lift the bike on, tighten up the clamp, and one of the problems is I'm right on the limit of the stand, which I don't really like. I can just lift the back wheel up and sort of get it off the ground, but then it's not really high. Or if I lift the front wheel up and strap it in this, the back of the bike's down, so it doesn't work very well because everything is still low down, which was another reason I thought I'll come up with a table. So that's my table bed. So the 4x2 what I used for the frame I already had, and the piece of 12mm ply which I put on the top I already had, so that didn't cost me anything. Why I used 4x2, I didn't want to use 2x2 because I have a little table jack which I'll show later on, and I was conscious that with the weight of the bike and the jack, I didn't want to be pushing the bed down, if you get what I mean. I wanted to be raising the bike. I suppose I could have used 3x2, but I didn't have any, and so I used the 4x2. The timber doesn't go right to the end because there was no need. It keeps it light. Oh, that's my door again. It keeps it lighter and my bike is only there. It doesn't go right to the end. So at the moment it lives there, which it frees up my floor space, but I want to find somewhere else for it. On my tandem I have this pulley system. So there's a pulley there. There's a pulley there. So I just pull on this and it raises and lifts my tandem up and down, so it gets it off the floor. So ideally I'd like to do that for this, but I've got lights here which is no good, plus the height of these pulleys, it wouldn't work for me because the board would be here and I'd walk into it. So ideally it'd want to be mounted up there. So ideally then that would be up there above the level of them lights, so I can get it up against these rafters. So what I might do at a later date, if it becomes a problem, take my lights down and spin them the other way, so my lights are here and there, and then this board will be on the pulleys up the middle. So that's a place to get it out the way if I wanted to at a future date. I'm not doing it now because 9 times out of 10 I'll just keep it up and use it as a table. So I thought I needed to get it to a decent height and it needs to be strong. So I thought, what did I have? Axle stands. Oh, look, axle stands. So I thought, they'll do, because I already had them. So to get the axle stands in the right position every time, what I did, I marked my floor. So I've got 3 screws there, and then I've got another 3 screws there, one, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So all I'll do is get my axle stand, put them roughly over the screws like that. You see, that's facing the wrong way. There, yeah, that's not so bad. So I'll set my axle stands up over the screws, so you can see that head is facing the wrong way. So what I'll have to do is turn it so it's facing the right way. Just give it a bit of a fine tune. There, that's not so bad, but it still needs a bit of fine tuning. So when I push my bike up here, that's just gonna push that way, which is what I was always conscious of. So why this timber is longer on the top, it goes and it just pushes against the end of my shed down there, so that then all the bed is stable, it doesn't go that way. So now I've got to get my bike from the floor up to the table, and I use this. This is what I also use for getting my bike on my bike rack on the back of my car. So I can lift my bike bodily upwards, so without the ramp I can get hold of my bike by the front forks, put my hand underneath the back seat and lift it up to place it straight on my ramp, which is what I do. But it's no fun when this is all covered in mud, because all you do is you get covered in mud on your bellies. So I use this. This is from a company called Roof Box Shop, and it's an extendable ramp. And this is made to go on my bike rack. It hooks on there. But because I had this, it means I can get my bike on my bike table. So I just open up my ramp, put it on there like that. Job done. Easy. Right, so that's my bike up on the table, but it's leaning and I want it up straight. So I get my little telescopic stand, put that under there, but there's two bolts here, so I just make sure that this is in front of the two bolts. Wind her up. Yeah, that's got it. So my bike's on there and it's stable, but what I like to do, just to give me a bit of backup, for a better word, I put a piece of timber between my roof trusses, and I just throw this strap round like that. Stick that through. If the bike falls or anything, that's got it now. And it has helped me out a couple of times, I'll be honest. So now I can work on my bike. So if I want my front wheel up, wind the table up, and I can get to my front wheel. But if I want to work on the back wheel, I can, because I can spin the back wheel too. I have these, and these are really, really handy. Jack up the front of my bike. So my front wheel's about 2 inches off the floor. Come on, lift up the back of my bike. Put my rollers underneath. And now I can just spin my back wheel. You know, if I want to clean it, or clean my brakes, or anything. I can turn my pedals nearly a full revolution. 3/4 long. I can rotate my back wheel, I can rotate my front wheel, set a comfortable height, cost me nothing because the things I already had. I can pack it away, so for me it ticks every box. What's not to like? Well, I hope this helps somebody out, maybe give you a few ideas on your own. Thanks for watching.